Let's see. No, green screen. Let's see. Stay with me. Be patient. Be patient. We're doing this together. Be patient. Jim, send your Telegram username. Telegram username are actually the same name. I don't know, guys. Keep repeating, and repeating. Our leaders down. They have no idea. Every means possible to arrest this man. You guys can do anything that you want to do. If you like, don't vote for Julius Malema. That is up to you. Because I know you guys know better. You are in your country, and maybe you understand more than we do. And we see him outside, he inspires us. So if you think you have any better leader that you can vote for, that can help your country, I think we will support you guys. Because we cannot force you. And I believe a lot of you here at this point will be, you will agree with me, because they've started saying that they should arrest Julius Malema. South Africans are commenting, are talking, and supporting Trump's arrest for Julius Malema. But we cannot force you guys. We will just sit and watch. Yes. Who is next to speak? Let's move on from you. You can come in later. Oops, you wanted to say something.
Yeah.
P.
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, what's it called? I accidentally turned my mic on by accident because I have my headphones, so I clicked the button.
It's okay, you're good.
Yeah, what's it called? Honestly, when I was going to address something that someone has said earlier, but they're already gone, so I don't think it's really necessary anymore. So, yeah.
Okay, no problem. So then you can just wait, and then you can really come in. I haven't spoken yet. Yes, go ahead, Low Fact. Let us know where you're from and take your 5 minutes.
How you doing? My name's Lou Fax. I'm from the United States. I live in, I own a home in Mississippi, and I own a cannabis shop in LA. Appreciate y'all for having me on the panel. Hey, so my thing is, I'm pro Ibrahim Toure. What he's doing is very inspiring. And anytime I see somebody doing something revolutionary across the globe, what happens is they make Black America distracted, right? So usually, like, all right, what Ibrahim Toure is doing, Julius Malema is doing beautiful things. They don't want other Black people globally to get inspired. So what they do is they use entertainment as a distraction. So I don't think it's a coincidence that while Ibrahim Toure is doing what he's doing, we're talking about P. Diddy and all of these other in the United States. So I wanted to start by responding to Africa coming together. So I think, because if you look at the Scramble for Africa, right, and what was going on prior to the Scramble for Africa, right, Europe, especially Britain, France, and Germany, was undergoing a second industrial revolution, right? But it was overproduction and limited consumer market, which led to a surplus in goods and they needed new raw materials, which was rubber, gold, cotton, palm oil at the time, right? This is before the scramble for Africa. I'm just trying to get the context. And they had an urgent search for new market and investment zones, right? And if they didn't have this, Europe was on the way to a downtrout, right? So what they did was Africa offered both cheap labor and untapped resources, making it economic attractive, right? So, for example, Britain textile industry relied on African cotton and cheap oil. So, Europe was having a lot of division in Europe, right? But what they did was they put that to the side and was looking 100, 200, 300 years, right? So if you look at a lot of black people, they kind of, like, this is globally, they're kind of caught up into like reactionary mode instead of proactive mode, right? So instead of reacting to colonialism, reacting to racism, we need to have a proactive approach, right? And think 100 years, 200, 300 years down the line, right? So that's what they did. And they put their differences to the side, right? And it wasn't all of Europe, right? It was a couple countries, which was Great Britain, France, Germany, and then what happened is there was a trickle-down effect on the rest of Europe, right? So I think that's what needs to happen with Africa. Like, instead of focusing on everybody coming together, because right now you got controlled opposition, right? So you got a lot of people, just like the United States, there's a lot of people that speak on behalf of Black Americans that look like us, but they serve the interests of that look like us, but they serve the interests of these wealthy people, wealthy white racist people in the United States, right? So it's similar in Africa. Like, a lot of these leaders, they're controlled opposition to Western powers and Western interests. So when they go against that, right, because these people get incentivized to go against it, right? So there was a thing called meritorious manumissions in the 1700s, where they paid people that knew about slave revolts. Like, so for example, if there was like a slave revolt from the plan, and a slave knew about it, he got incentivized. He got paid to inform the slave master. So that's what you kind of see in Africa, right? So so when you see somebody keep coming out their mic, I don't know, is that somebody? But anyways, so I just wanted to fast forward to what I was talking about. So all right, so there's something called the I'm speaking to South Africa now. There's something called the 1913 Land Act, where they gave 7% of the land to Black South Africans and gave the other 97% of the farmland to white South Africans. And then with that bill, these white Boers benefited from it, right? So after apartheid ended, I'm trying to correlate this with Black America and how we kind of have similar, especially South African Black Americans have kind of similar issues. So what happened is when apartheid ended in 1990, from 1990 to 2005, 50,000 white South Africans migrated to the United States and Mississippi on an H-2A visa, right? And what they did was white Americans collaborated with them to suppress Black farmers in Mississippi. And how I know this is because I bought a bunch of farmland in Mississippi because they legalized marijuana, and I grow. I found out that all the people that own all the farmland was white South Africans. So there's and this is my last point. There's y'all can look this up. It's called Pit Farm. Just go on YouTube or Google, type in Pit Farm lawsuit, and you will see that the white South Africans migrated over here after apartheid, and they was getting benefits over Black Americans while practicing racism against us by getting paid 280% more than us. And they was taking farmland from Black people that been here since the inception of the country. So this is how white supremacy collaborate with each other. Like, they have issues internally, but they'll always come together at the expense of Black people. So yeah, I just wanted to say that.
Okay, before I ask you a question, what is your advice to the South Africans?
So
the Black South Africans, what is your advice for them? since you guys have similar issues?
Yeah, because I think how they maintain power in the United States, for example, is they create buffer classes, right? So in the United States they had like mulatto buffer classes, they had immigrant buffer classes, and they use these buffer classes to like, oh, this is why the rest of the people can't succeed, right? And it's kind of similar to South Africans because I think they're number one in immigration in all of Africa, right? So what these white South Africans did, right? They do a divide and conquer tactic, right? To where they'll weaponize the people who migrate over here from war-torn countries due to colonialism, and a lot of South Africans, which sometimes is justified, they got misdirected energy. So my advice to them would be to create strategic allies, not trying to unite with all Africans because I think that's kind of outdated, but create strategic allies with people that you have that has similar interests and similar struggle. So, because in 48 Laws of Power, you don't segregate yourself. So, I just think they need to create strategic allies, and I think Julius Malema is a hero. So, if they arrest him, right, that would be controlled opposition tactics. So, yeah.
So when you say they should create allies with people who have the same experience, you're talking about Black Americans.
I wouldn't say experience, because we shouldn't do trauma bonding, right? It's about strategic allies. So, like, for example, like we do have the riches based off America being the global dollar, right? I mean, the global dollar for our standard. We are we have some of the richest Black people in the United States. So I do think because they went through a racial caste system, because everybody went through colonialism, right? But South Africans specifically went through a racial caste system with apartheid. And it's kind of similar to Black America and our racial caste system, where they try to keep us at the bottom and shit, stuff like that. But I think South Africans elites need to partner up with our elites. That's on code. Create strategic allies. Basically do the same thing that Elon Musk and Trump is doing. Like Elon Musk migrated from South Africa. Now he's partnering up with white people in the United States to oppress Black people, right? So I think we need to create similar allyship, right? Instead of focusing on the low hanging fruit, instead of focusing on the low hanging fruit of Black Americans.
You're talking about trauma bonded. You're talking about trauma bonded, and also you said you don't.
I didn't say trauma bonded. I said strategic allies.
It's outdated to unite with all Africans. Okay, but you are explaining trauma bonded.
No. Okay. So that's one thing, right?
You made mention.
No, it's not trauma bond. It's about I'm saying.
You made mention. You said. Hold on. You said it is outdated to unite with all Africans, but they should unite with people who have the same, have gone through the same stuff. Like, these were your words, unless I didn't hear you well, and anyone can confirm this. Benji.
Yeah, no, I did say that. But I'm saying, because remember initially I said uniting with all Africans wouldn't be smart. I think the best bet to do is to align with people that's like, all right, so I mentioned the Scramble for Africa and how it was the Scramble for Africa. It was 6 countries that came together, and it benefited all of Europe. So instead of uniting the whole of Africa, right, create strategic allies with people.
So which means you don't think the United States of Africa will be smart. You don't think it will be smart for all Africans to unite, basically. That's what you said.
No, I'm saying that people need to start with, because there's a lot of African leaders that are controlled opposition. So it wouldn't be smart to ally with everybody in Africa. Like, I would ally with somebody like Ibrahim Toure, right? I would ally with somebody like Julius Malema.
Because they are winning. So ally yourself with people who are winning, basically, or people who are relevant.
Wait, when you say winning, what do you mean by that?
Okay, let's use relevant.
But I'm saying, what does that even mean? Like relevant in terms of what?
Okay, let's use influence in the community or in society.
Every African leader got influence, no?
Okay, are you African?
Yes, I'm Black American, African descent. Yes.
Okay, so but then as you speaking, I don't think I'm the only one who's hearing this gentleman speak. I'm not the only one. So I don't expect all of you to keep quiet. Unless you want me to drop all of you and bring new people who can speak. Did you say that them uniting with other Africans wouldn't be smart, but rather they should unite with people who have the same experience? And I ask you, why do you think
I
it
didn't say
wouldn't be smart?
experience. I said strategic ally. I didn't say
Okay,
experience.
okay. No, even the strategic ally, you talked about things that you have in common or what you've gone through.
Yeah, I was talking about me personally, but outside of me, I'm saying that strategic ally. So, like, for example,
Okay,
right?
okay, hold on. I want someone to come in on this conversation. Maybe I am being delusional. Anyone can speak.
So I heard what you said in how do I say it? So you're saying basically that some of our government leaders are puppet governments. We're pretty aware of that as Africans. We know which ones they are, and it is a large number, right? But at the end of the day, still, you can't really say that we need to only ally with countries that don't have puppet governments, because then we would just be leaving our other brothers and sisters behind, that which makes no sense, right? One thing that you did say that kind of made me a little iffy. I don't want to like misquote you, but you were saying something about we're being used to also get like, or sorry, that we're also being used when we migrate against you guys as weapons, which is super, super false. Like, I can't speak for anybody at all, right? But I think, people have experiences based off like their own personal, people have opinions based off their own personal experiences rather than anything, right? And like, I don't know, I just feel like there were just some things that were just kind of, that you need to kind of be a continental African to kind of understand, rather than a descendant, if that makes sense.
Anyone else?
Okay, like for what I understand from what he's saying, he's actually not wrong, but in doing that, I think he's going to have to discuss with every other countries, African countries. Like what he's trying to explain is that you might not be able to align with all the African countries for now. It will not be a smart move because there are some persons that will want to draw you back in making certain progress. So what he's trying to explain is that maybe we'll partner with other African countries who have the same vision or the same ideology or drive with you. Even if it has to be 10, let's assume Africa is a 54 country. Maybe you have to partner with like 10, 15 who understand where you are going and where the pace. So when you have that agreement, you start moving with force. When others see that you are moving with force, it will be very easy for them to join in rather than trying to convince everybody first before we start making a move. I think that's what I understand from what you said.
That's what I was saying. Like instead, because if you unite, let's say two people in Africa, two leaders in Africa out of 54 countries, right?
Wait, hold on. You see, this is not what I wanted you guys to do. When somebody is on the screen, we don't need another mouthpiece to explain what this gentleman is saying. I believe we can all hear, okay? What you said, Seth, is very true. It is really very true. This is not how the gentleman said it, but you have said it right. First of all, you see, I don't know, like,
I'm just trying to see.
Manifesto.
Maybe
so you understand, there were some people who said that in Kenya,
you guys
when
cannot
we
see
elect
comment.
a president, there are people who come at night. When he's been announced, they come at night. They come with documents and telling these people, telling the president, this is how you lead this country. This is how you do it. This is how you do it. This is how you do it. It's not how you thought you would do it. It's how they tell you to do it. And unless we have people who actually have the guts to tell those people not to show up, because they will always come. You see the United States Embassy, the ambassador comes immediately after you announce the new leadership, they come in. Our leadership is actually not decided in Africa. We just vote for them. But most of those leadership positions are decided somewhere else. How do we harness this? Is by taking the power back as the people. And how do we do that? We are going to organize. And as I said here before, I have a platform that is coming up. It's not ready yet. And I'm hoping that Kenyans who are here will support me and support the project so that we can actually, have a way of taking back the leadership of Kenya from politician-oriented to people-oriented kind of leadership. All those people who we elect now, they are not pro-people. No, they are pro their families and pro their stomachs. And every deal you see them making out there, there's a portion of that deal that goes to them directly. And us, as the people, we are suppressed and we don't get what we need. We don't have water in Africa. You understand what that means? That 63 years after independence in Kenya, there is no water flowing in people's homes. That people have to take the jerry cans and go to the river to fetch water. If there was no, if Africa was not blessed with all these sources of water, rivers, streams, and springs that just come up from rocks, how would we survive without water? How would we? I'm actually so pained because I come from a constituency that supplies 80% of water to Nairobi. That is Gatanga constituency. The reservoir is walking distance from my home. But since my mother was married in that community from another tribe, 45 years down the line, there has never been water flowing into our home. Never. Not even one single drop. The pipes have been laid down after every 5 years of elections. They come, they lay the pipes, they open up the trenches, they fix, but water never runs through the pipes. Year in, year out. That's why I said it's poverty manufactured. Manufactured poverty and weaponized water and other needs like power. So you realize that these people are not pro us. Yes, the WT people, they left us years ago. But the people who were left who are in power, they are covering each other. They don't want us to do the farming. If they give us water, we get to farm. We don't rely on them. They don't come back with packets of unga. They don't come back with packets of rice, giving to our parents in the village, convincing them to vote for them. If we have the power, they will not come to our villages giving our parents packets of unga and rice and cooking oil. No, they will not. They will not. We start from policies bottom up. We say these coming elections in 2027, no leader will come and tell us this is what I will do for you. No, we organize before the elections. We bring the policies on the table. We actually hold forums and say what? What do Kenyans need? We need free education. What do Kenyans need? We need universal health coverage for everybody. What do Kenyans need? We need water flowing in everybody's home. What else do we need? This is what we need and this is what we need. You people, if you want to vie for any political seat, you apply for that particular job because it's a job. You get paid for it to go and make policies. So if they come in, we tell them this is what we have as a people. And if you're not going to do what us, the people who will actually elect you to go represent us, represent these, our policies at the parliament, then you just get yourself out of the way so that we bring in people who will actually do this. And even after the elections, those people who will be elected through this program, we will be able to be accountable. We will be able to follow up on the policies that we give them before the elections. So this is pre-election, people-led policies. We elect people who are who will commit and actually sign a pact towards fulfilling these promises when they are elected. And when they get there, we will ask questions. You were elected, you said that you would do this. But then, why are you not doing it? You see, we start making them accountable. We start pulling pressures on them. We start shifting now. The script will be written by the people, not the politicians. And if we take this far, I'm telling you, no one will be asking. Those people you see parading themselves wanting to be elected, you will see numbers start dropping because the vetting will be crucial. You apply, you want to be an MP in Gatanga constituency, we will ask questions. We will ask you, what are you bringing to the table? We will ask you many questions. Why do you want to lead the people? What will you do differently than those people who have been there before? You see, we are now moving from democracy to meritocracy. We are not, you see, right now in Africa, if you look at the ages of the people who are leading our countries, you will wonder why we have retirees leading us, people who are above 60 years of age. Instead of going home and reading newspapers at home, they are trying to put learning grasses to read bills in the parliament. That's why they are passing bills, and you're wondering, did they even read that bill? Yeah? Did they even read it? Because they don't care. They are there to pass time, to get money, and I think there's too much that's happening out there, and people are angry. And with this anger, what can we do about it? I want each and every one of us to support this cause. It's not just a Kenyan cause. I'm saying this because we have elections. I'm saying this because we have elections in 2027. Nigeria has an election in 2027. We still have time. We can organize. We will pick one country after the other. If Zimbabwe is having an election, we still have time. We can organize. We will pick one country after the other. If Zimbabwe is having an election and they have somebody who they know very well can lead the revolution of Africa, starting from Zimbabwe, let them tell race for that person. Because another thing is money. The people who can actually lead in our countries, they are not resourceful. They don't have the money for the campaigns. So we need to pick one person or two people every country at a time, because we don't have elections every year. We pick one country at a time, We bring people, revolutionaries, we vote them in. We will campaign for them from Africa to Kenya. We'll campaign them from east to west, north and south. I'm telling you, this is the change we need. We need to be, I'm telling you, this is the change we need. We need to be radical, and we need to take actions. So I invite you all, when I'm launching this project in August, somewhere at the end of July, August, it will be complete. I will invite all of you to subscribe, to go there and support us, so that we launch this thing and we get it rolling. And I yield.
Kiwajibu, I would like to agree that poverty is manufactured, and people here, African descended people in the United States are just now beginning to understand that poverty is manufactured. Flint, Michigan, a city that is majority Black and people of color, have not had clean water running into their homes for over 10 years. 10 years in a so-called first world country. Citizens don't have access to clean water for over 10 years. However, the plant that manufactures car parts in the city, they have clean water. Because it manufactures car parts in the city, they have clean water. Because they have to manufacture parts for people's cars. It's a business. People are also starting to understand that democracy is not working for them. If you know about American government, you probably heard of Republican and Democrat, because those are the two major parties that always win. But a lot of people have not heard of the Constitution Party. You've never heard of the Green Party. You've never heard of the Alliance Party. You've never heard of the Vermont Progressive Party. And there are dozens more parties. The Black community usually tends to vote Democratic. And the Democrats they expect us to vote for them, because that's how we always vote. If you already know that you have our vote, you're not really going to do much for us. So it's just now that people are starting to get democracy doesn't really work for us. It hasn't worked for us. But then, what exactly can we do here other than leave? Because nothing here is going to change. So I definitely agree. Democracy doesn't work. It doesn't even work here. And poverty is definitely manufactured. We're going to go to the new people on panel. Mars.
Continue. I will come up later, please.
Okay. We're going to go to the next person, Malanga. Can you please?
Okay, so I don't know how many of you are hearing me. I see that we don't have any place to comment or chat. So I don't know whether I have to go live for some time before it will activate. That is why I was playing the previous TikTok lives, because like I told you, you guys cannot stop using the K word. You cannot stop using all those words that TikTok is actually complaining about, which is against the community guide. So we would have to find an avenue, because from today going, there's going to be a lot of account banning on TikTok. Today I went live, they shut me down because I was playing Malema's video in court. So I think there were some keywords that he was actually using and which triggered the algorithm. Yeah, you understand. So it will be very necessary. I made an appeal, but the appeal has been granted. But it is very necessary to refrain, but it is so difficult. You understand? It's so difficult. Since our people cannot refrain from using the K word, which means anything, like anything can happen. Anything can happen. That is why I'm trying to launch this this YouTube live, but I don't really know much about YouTube, so I am trying to figure it out. So I've been live for 32 minutes. Let me just check it right now. How can I make the comment? I don't know who is even listening, but I see 3 people. I see 3 likes. I don't know what to do. I don't know. Let me see. Okay. Oh, this is the video. Okay. What else? I think I need to check this on give me a sec. Yes, of course. It is very necessary because they are trying to shut us down. As of May 26th, the trial remains ongoing. Jennifer, you see, it is crazy. It is really crazy because I came live and then I was saying that the trial of Malema is ongoing. Okay? So as of 26th May 2025, the trial remains ongoing with the court yet to deliver a verdict. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, because I'm reading it over here. The trial has experienced several delays. In January 2025, proceedings were postponed due to ill health of the presiding magistrate, and new dates for the continuation of the trial have yet to be set. Both Malema and Sneman have pleaded not guilty. That was on the January. Malema was pleaded not guilty of the charge. The state urges that the case has been proven beyond reasonable doubt, citing video evidence of Malema alleging firing weapon and subsequent actions by Sneman that may have compromised ballistic testing. As of May 26th, 2025, what is today's date? What is today's date? Let me see. Yes, today is 26th. The trial remains ongoing with the court yet to deliver a verdict. For more details, you can watch the following video. So the trial is still ongoing and they are waiting to give a verdict. Okay? So this was about Malema and the bodyguard. So now that Trump is actually proposing this. I don't know how many of you really watch the video in the White House. that he was talking, and if you saw the reaction of Elon Musk, so Elon Musk, you need to understand that Elon Musk really have an upper hand when it comes to decision making in South Africa, or from the US government to South Africa. You saw his reactions. I don't know how many of you saw it, but then we need to be on guard right now as we speak. Let me see. Okay, so when you even go to the comment section, you will see South Africans commenting, he must pay for the price of a dictator. This one says, is our legal system so corrupt to make mistakes like that? Adding new changes, arrest this man. How many years now they have postponed? 7 years waste of state resources. So for the past 7 years, they have been postponing Malema's case just because they do not have any reasonable doubts, and because Malema is actually not a scared person and is always up to the task. People are scared of boldness.
Makes the case. You can't, at the end of the case, say, I'm bringing also this, I'm bringing also this. That's a new case altogether. That's why even the issue of accused number 0, he wanted to sneak in the accused number 0, which from the beginning, why was he not also charged? So you can't charge the person at the end of the case.
Okay, and they are saying that he will get away in this corruption system. Arrest Malema. I'm just imagining, who are these? Crucify him, crucify him, crucify him. Okay, they keep commenting. Magistrates really confused. Are you scared of Malema? Please arrest him. This is getting so worrying. I think I should do a video and ask the people of South Africa to see their comment under that video, so we will know who is for him and who is not for him. That will actually tell us, prompt us whether we should prepare for a match for Malema, because he's been going through trial for 7 good years. I didn't even know about this. 7 good years. And now that Trump is actually adding voice to this, and since they are asking for help, something is going to be done. You heard what Ramaphosa was saying. Please help us. Please, we need your help. So America will not help you for free. They will want something for something. But I think we've been live for almost 37 minutes. I have not seen anything yet. I would want to end this and then I'll go back to the TikTok live. If you are here, if you are on the Telegram group and you are watching this, please make sure you comment in the Telegram group. Make sure you comment in the Telegram group so that I will know that you guys heard me. Just let me know how it went, whether you heard everything with no background noise. And then, yeah, we will take it from there. I don't know why no comment.